Happy Tuesday. I had to think a minute, right? I had to think a minute. Happy Tuesday. Okay, let me get here. I'm already signed in and everything. I've been borrowing Louise's computer and I do enjoy it. So can you hear me okay, Fran? Let me know. Cucumber water, excuse me. Almost choked. Oh my goodness, right? Don't you feel like you've aged like a year in the last 24 hours? Hi, Anna Marie. Happy Tuesday, friend. Happy Tuesday. I know, right, Fran? I know. One of our Instagram friends DM'd me and said, with this shit show going on, I think I might need something a little stronger than cucumber water. And I said to her, well, just add some lemon juice to it. That'll help you out, right? That'll help you out. Whoo, friends, let me tell you, the last 24 hours, right? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? So we are witnessing in real time a coup. C-O-U-P. Look it up in the dictionary. Read about it. That's what we are seeing. It's unbelievable, right? And let me tell you something. From now until, is it July 28th? There's something big. There's a deadline, either July 28th or August 28th. But big things are going to be happening. Big things are going to be happening. So anyway, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me tonight. Welcome to Lilleybugglane. I am Lala, and we usually go live on Wednesdays, which we will do tomorrow evening, but I usually go to the Goodwill on Mondays or Tuesdays, and I go on Fridays, most Fridays. But I went today. I have some goodies and I want to share them with you so they can go down to be laundered and they can be put away where they need to be put away, because I don't like them sitting around. I don't. So I thought we would go live this evening for a little while. I would share my Goodwill goodies with you and we could chit chat, right? We could chit chat. So I hope you enjoy your visit here. If you are just driving by, we appreciate you being here and we hope you enjoy your visit. And for our OGs, you know the rules, right? You do. Make sure that you are on live chat in the chat box. Hi, Linda. Yes, to you too, friend. To you too. Thanks for being here. Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday. So a running theme here, we all know at Lilleybugglane for the year is secondhand living. So I do all that I can to buy secondhand, right? And I am a poet and I know it. So I like to go to the Goodwill on Mondays or Tuesdays because those are discount days. Monday is military discount day, extra 20% off. Tuesday is senior citizen discount day, extra 20% off. So I can go on either of those 2 days. And then Friday fun nights, when Chewy and I go out, we do usually hit up the Goodwill or Goodwills. Me too, Linda. Right here. Me too. And I just made myself some green tea because Chewy and Louise have bowling league tonight. So it's quiet here at Lilleybugglane, or at least for the time being, because all the kitty cats are upstairs right now. But I think if they hear me talking, they're going to meander down here. So we shall see, right? We shall see. But I have my cucumber water here too, right? I'm glad that you're enjoying it. So anyway, so I went to Goodwill today, which was senior citizen discount day. That's 55 and older. So I do qualify for the senior citizen discount at Goodwill. So I always like to go either Monday or Tuesday because typically garage sales are on the weekends, right? And then whatever people don't sell at their garage sales, they donate to the Goodwill. So Mondays and Tuesdays are good days to go because there's a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of new stuff. Now, let me tell you, there was a lot of nice stuff today. They must have gotten in. Yes, Fran. Well, you know something? I just realized it. I didn't always think it that way, but I realized it when I started seeing this spring, when I started seeing the garage sales pop up, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, I should be going to Goodwill Mondays or Tuesdays because it's right after, right after the weekend when all the garage sales are, and that's when all the good stuff, all the good stuff. Now, there must be something going on with the Goodwills because remember, Sharon, I told you last week, they had a whole bunch of stuff like a buyout. It seemed like there was some kind of a buyout or something. Well, my local Goodwill today had so many brand new pillows, and so many, they were shrink wrapped art. Do you know what I mean? It was pre-matted and it was shrink wrapped art. So there was a lot of that and there was a lot of new pillows. So I'm thinking that there was some kind of a buyout or something with that too. So, and they did have a lot of nice stuff today at the Goodwill. Let me tell you something, friends. If you are going to someplace fancy, right? Or if you know a young woman that is going to someplace fancy, right? Encourage her or you or your friends, sisters, whatever, go to the Goodwill and look at the dresses there because these evening dresses and these fancy dresses only get worn once. And there are so many beautiful evening dresses and, real fancy dresses at the Goodwill for just so much less than you would pay retail. So if you know anybody that's doing something like that, encourage them, okay? Because it's a good way to get a beautiful, beautiful dress for a fancy occasion at a fraction of the price that you would pay retail. So I just want to tell you that because they had so many pretty fancy dresses there today. They certainly did. So just keep that in mind for future if you need to. So I want to share the things that I got today. I certainly do. Now, you all know I've talked about the Joshua series of books by Joseph F. Gerzone here on the channel before. And you all know that I have a full set that was gifted to me. It was my grandmother's, then it was my father's, and now it's mine. So I have a full set. And then I'm building a second set by finding it at the Goodwill. And remember, I had doubles and I sent one to a friend of ours here on the channel who was not familiar with the Joshua series. Remember that? Well, look what I found today. I found another Joshua book. This is called The Shepherd, and this is part of the Joshua series by Joseph Gerzone. So I'm very, very excited. And what makes this special in many, many ways, it is a hardback. It is a prior library book. It certainly is. And it was presented to the church library in memory of Louis Nunnick by First Church of God, Newton Falls, Ohio. So there's this in the inside cover, which I think that's very, very nice. So this was in a church library, and there is a checkout card and a checkout writing thing here. Remember when we used to check the books out like that? So I was very, very happy. Now Goodwill was running a sale on books, and it was $1 for hardbacks and 50 cents for children's books. $1 for adult books, 50 cents for children's books. So I have another book in my Joshua series that I can add to my second series that I am building out from finding them at the Goodwills. So very, very happy about that. And can I tell you, this was in a display up at the registers, and I'm standing there and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, I know that title. And then I saw his name and I knew that it was part of the Joshua series. So very excited about that. $1 with 20% off my total sale. Okay, you know I've been looking for a pair of white pants. Remember, I found the pair of Crown and Ivy shorts, which I'm wearing today, and the white shorts. I found those last week up at the Sharon Goodwill. I've been looking for a pair of white ankle pants or pants. And you know, one of my favorite brands is Charter Club, right? Right. And I've been having it on my mind. White pants, white ankle pants, right? Well, guess what I found, friends? Guess what I found? I found a pair of white pants. They're not like jeggings. They're pants, okay? White pants, back pockets on each side, belt loops with a self belt that is braided at the front, zip and button, 2 pockets and a coin pocket. They are by, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because it's embroidered. They're by Charter Club, and this is called the Classic Fit. Yes, it's like a jean material. It's like a heavy jean material. So I'm very, very excited about these, and I love Charter Club. You know I love the Charter Club, and these are a 6. These are a size 6. Now, when I got up to the register, I already had the stuff folded, and the girl said, oh, well, I need to see the tag on them, the little plastic tag. And I said, oh, okay. She said, in case you have anything that is purple, it's going to be 50% off today. And I said, oh, okay. Well, guess what? It was purple. So these were 50% off. And, oh, I thought I had the receipt here. No, I don't. Where did I put it? I must have put it in Henny Penny. But I got 50% off of these. I believe these were $4.50. So, but I'm very excited about these, and I will be washing them up and wearing them, because you know I have quite a few things that it has been suggested that I wear with white slacks, right? Not going to my default black. So I thought these would be very, very nice. And I'm not quite sure. These are the shorts that I got. This whole outfit is Goodwill. These are the shorts. These are the Crown and Ivy shorts that I got. So, and they hit me just above the knee, which is a perfect spot. I wouldn't want them any shorter on me, right? But I'm hoping that these are going, yep, they'll be just perfect. They're like right below my ankle. So these will be perfect. So I'm excited about these. And they're like a denim material, okay? And white, you know, we talked about white being so hard to keep clean, right? So hard to keep clean. So I'm going to keep that like that just for the time being, okay? Then, excuse me. Okay. You know, I like to wear skirts in the summertime, right? Like to wear skirts in the summertime. We have Feminine Fridays every Friday. I wear a skirt or a dress. I post it on Instagram. And I've also invited all of our Instagram friends and our circle friends here on YouTube to join me in Feminine Fridays. It's just a fun way to wear something a little bit fancy, a little bit feminine, right? To show everybody that it's fun to be a girl. It's fun to be a girl and it's okay to be feminine, right? Right. Well, I do not have a khaki skirt, right? Khaki, tan, beige, tan, khaki. I do not have one. I have seen this skirt 3 times at the Goodwill, and I have passed it up every single time. The reason being is because it's an 8, and I'm between a 6 and a 4 right now. But I looked at it today, and I think it would be easy to alter. Now, I'm not familiar with the sizing of this brand, so I may wear an 8 in this brand. This is by the Limited, which I think is a Mrs. Misses, Mrs. brand, right? Not women's, but Mrs. And this is an 8. Okay. But it's just a straight khaki skirt. Okay. It's got seaming right here. Just this detail right here. No pockets. But it's got cording down the side of it, which I thought was very smart looking. Okay. Then in the back, it's got a little bit of a kick vent in the back here for ease of walking and stuff. So I thought that. And then there is a zipper and hook closing in the back, the hidden zipper with the little eye hook in the back. So I thought this would be good. And if I need to alter, I'm not sure, Fran, if it is or not. Well, it's a straight skirt. I would say it's a straight skirt. That's what I would say, that it's a straight skirt. I think of a pencil as like a real tight skirt. So I don't know if this is going to be, I think it would be more of a straight. So we'll see. But if I need, and I don't think I have any limited items in my closet brand, so I don't know exactly how it's going to fit me, what the cut, you know what I mean? So if I have to alter this down, right, I can do it very, very easily because you see right here in the back, there are darts, right? So all I'm going to have to do is pull these darts in, right? And then do it like that and make a deeper dart. And that's how I will alter it down to fit. Because it's usually the waist in things that is way too big for me. So, but I was super happy about this. Very, very nice material. Very nice material. It doesn't have any stretch to it at all. And it is lined. So, very happy about that. So, there you go. This was the 3rd time I had seen it. And I thought to myself, there's got to be a reason that it keeps, there's got to be a reason that it's still here. And I think the reason is because I was supposed to have it. At least that's what I tell myself, right? At least that's what I tell myself. But I usually play a little game with myself. If I see something I like and I'm on the fence about it, you know what I mean? Like, do I really want to get that? I think to myself, okay, if I come back and it's still there, then I know I'm supposed to have it. And this, I was really on the fence because first of all, the sizing of it is an 8. But then I thought to myself, I could alter it just like that. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal to alter something for me. So I usually just have to, fit it in the body, right? Or in the arms. And if I'm paying less than $5 for something, I can spend the time to alter it, right? Now, if I was paying $25 for it, I would not want to spend the time altering it because it should fit me. Does that make sense? I don't even know. Okay, I said about the pillows, right? So many brand new pillows. I don't know where they came from. All of the brand labels were cut off of the pillows. So I'm thinking Home Goods, I'm thinking TJ Maxx, I'm thinking Marshalls. I don't know where they came from, but there were a bunch of new pillows there. I found 2 pillows matching for Louise's bedroom upstairs on her bed, okay? And you all know she has kind of like a blue and white and yellow color scheme in her room, right? And I thought these would be perfect for her bed. So, and I think, I can't be 100% positive, but I think that, Fran, I didn't even think of that because see, I'm not that shopper. Oh, possibly, you're right. You're right. I think these might be Laura Ashley. I think, but I'm not sure. Now, you have to remember the quality of Laura Ashley from what we remember in the 80s, right? To what the quality of Laura Ashley now is like this. Just like that. Just like that, right? Because the quality of Laura Ashley now is not the quality of Laura Ashley back in the 80s. It's just not. We're just going to be honest. It's just not. But I got these, 2 of these, and these were $2.50 a piece. They're just a square. I believe they're probably a 12 by 12. And it's this beautiful blue and light gray rose pattern, toile. It's almost like a toile, damask maybe, or a toile. But it's really, really pretty. And it's, you know, got the blue. And then it's got the piping. But this, in reverse, okay, so make this white background and make the leaves the gray, matches the flannel sheets that I got brand new at the Goodwill for Louise's bed. So, which were not Laura Ashley, but this reminds me of Laura Ashley because Louise has 2 Laura Ashley lampshades in her bedroom. I'm looking for a third that are very similar to this, but have a little bit of yellow in it. So I got her 2 of these. And the brand, where was it? Because I just saw it right here. You can see where they cut off the brand label right there. You can still see just a little bit of the tag right there. And all the pillows had their brands cut off of them. So that's it, friends. That's my very quick Goodwill haul to share my goodies with you. But they had a lot of nice stuff there. They certainly did. I'm looking for specific items. So, you know, I'm being pretty discerning when I'm going through the racks or walking by the racks. I'm only looking for certain colors, certain sleeve styles. You know, I look at the dresses, I'm looking for certain colors, certain patterns, that kind of a thing. So, but I'm very, very happy with everything that I got today. So, yeah. So there you go. And we had a lovely day here today. Sunny. It was in the 80s. And we're supposed to... Thank you, Fran. Thank you. I think I'm pretty fortunate that, you know, we have a lot of area that donates to the Goodwill. Do you know what I mean? And we have the Goodwill and we have the Salvation Army, and then we have a couple of thrift stores in town too. So and we have a women's crisis shelter in the next town over. So I think Goodwill and Salvation Army are the 2 places that people probably donate the most. But, you know, like I said before, I encourage everybody to check out the Goodwills. Check out the Goodwills in your areas. Check out the Goodwills in the towns next to you. If you're taking a road trip somewhere, check out the Goodwill, right? It only takes you 15 minutes to walk through a Goodwill, and you'll know pretty quickly if it's a good one or not a good one. They're not all great with the selections and stuff, but just like with Walmarts, it's always fun to go into different Walmarts because they have different stuff. So So there you go. So I just wanted to share my goodies. Thank you, Anna Marie. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad, I'm happy with everything that I got. So, and they were bringing carts out like crazy. They certainly were. So I have my mind on a couple of things. A Longaberger tissue basket. I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna find one. I certainly am. But anyway, so yeah, so I just, that's what I like to do. And Louise's headboard is from Goodwill. She has that beautiful chair that I posted on Instagram that has the down cushions. She has that in her room. A lot of Chewy's work clothes are from Goodwill. This chair is from Goodwill. The blanket is from Goodwill. This blanket is from Goodwill. We just have a bunch of stuff from Goodwill. So that's what I like to do. It's my way of, keeping a nice budget and also too doing my part to recycle things, right? And not feed in to the rampant consumerism and the disposability, of things now. So I get, what do you call that? Throwaway fashion? Oh, okay, Fran. Okay. It's good. It's good. If you've ever been to a spa there in the city, right? Or sometimes too, nail salons, they'll have like a big thing of water and they'll have cucumber slices and lemon slices in it. And they let you have some water while you're getting your nails done or a facial or whatever. It's like that. So just slice up the cucumber, slice up the lemon, put it in the pitcher and add water and put it in the fridge and let it get real cold. Do not. Oh, it's a juice. Okay. Hi, Francine. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. I just showed some goodies, just a few, so you didn't miss much. So, oh, you're doing a juice. So you're going to juice it in a juicer, Fran. Are you going to do the rind of the lemon too? Are you going to do that? Are you going to do it all? I'm not, Anna Marie, but can I tell you something? Oh, that's fine, Francine. Thank you. That's fine. You are going to do the rind. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me know. Let me know how that is. What was I going to say? Anna Marie, we are not on that site, but we can see it. We can see it without signing in. We can see it. So I don't know if that's like a feature or what, but I can see it. I can see it. So that's interesting, isn't it? But what I was going to tell you was I see there is a ton of Shein clothes at the Goodwill, which is disposable fashion. That's what that is. It's disposable fashion. And I mean, there's a lot of it at the Goodwill, and you can spot it like that. You can spot it hanging on the rack. And then there's a lot of LuLaRoe, right? That's the one that had the crazy leggings that all the women were gaga for. And then that was an MLM and it collapsed. Do you remember that? It just totally collapsed, but everybody was crazy for it. They have a real nice dress that I've seen. I didn't like the print that was on it though, so I didn't get it. So I'm hoping to come across a solid one, but it's a real pretty cut A-line dress. No, not Lululemon, because I know Lululemon. I have a couple of pieces of Lululemon that I found at the Goodwill, Fran. Yeah. No, this is LuLaRoe. It's the one that had the crazy leggings that all the women wore there for a while. And what else? The crazy leggings. and they were like home parties, and people would do it on the Book of Faces that Anna Marie was mentioning earlier. They would go live and you would buy from them, and that's that brand. There's a lot of that too in the Goodwill, a lot of that. Now I got Louise a beautiful, beautiful skirt, jewel toned teal skirt that is the LuLaRoe, but it's not that cheesy t-shirt. It's a nice polyester weight, and it's a beautiful A-line skirt for her. I got that for her quite a while ago, but I am looking for a particular LuLaRoe dress that I like the cut of it. You know what I mean? So I thought it would be a real pretty dress, but I haven't come across it yet. But you see a lot of Shein in the Goodwill, and a lot of clothes that they'll just have like this paper size thing that says like XL or L or M or X or XS or XS. You know what I mean? It has nothing else in it, and it's just got that like plasticky cellophane feel to it. You know what I mean? A lot of that too. But I look for particular brands, and I love the Charter Club and I love the Talbots. I certainly do. So those are the brands that I kind of gravitate towards. And the books. I like looking at the books too. So there's always a good selection of books there at the Goodwill that I like to look at too. And they've been running a book sale for quite a while, $1 for adult books and then 50 cents for kids books. But I think their books went up. I don't know why they're running the sale right now, but the books went up to I think like $1.25 for adult and $1 for kids or something like that. So, but I enjoy it. Whenever we're out and about and we're away from Lilleybugglane in a different area, Chewy always finds a Goodwill, and we kind of take a break, and I run into the Goodwill to see if they have anything, that I might be able to find that I haven't been able to find here. So, and I have a list in my head. Do you? Are they the A-lines? Are they the A-lines, Anna Marie, or are they the straight ones? Because I've seen the straight ones before, but there's the A-line ones that are real nice too. It's almost a half, almost a half circle skirt, if you know what that is. They're real pretty. So, but yeah, women went crazy over that LuLaRoe, right? And then, people started not being so crazy about it. And then there was that documentary about it, right? And then everybody, who didn't know it was an MLM, right? Who didn't know it was an MLM? And it was like, okay. But I remember there was someone here in our town, they had a trailer that they would pull up into parking lots and pull the back of the trailer down and have all their inventory inside and set up tables in a parking lot, of LuLaRoe. I haven't seen that person in a long time though. That's probably because she gave all her stuff to the Goodwill. She probably did. But I like looking for baskets and, vintage Tupperware, vintage Revereware. I found some Le Creuset Dutch ovens there, so you just never know what you're going to find there. And like I said, I always have things in my mind for the different people, and I'm lucky to find stuff. AI. What is that, Anna Marie? AL? A-line. Almost like a pencil skirt. I know exactly which one I know exactly the cut you're talking about. Yeah. So, friends, like I said at the beginning, right? Let me tell you something. The news is coming out like this, right? It's like your head. It's like you look this way, and then all of a sudden you look this way, and then all of a sudden you look this way. And it's, Yes. Yes. Louisa's skirt washes very well too. It does. So, it's hard to know what you're hearing, what you're looking at, and they're telling you that what you're seeing with your eyes, you're not seeing with your eyes. And, it's just a bunch of ridiculous. It's a bunch of ridiculous. I find it very, very interesting that the picture that was released of the shooter is him in the 8th grade. That is not a recent picture of him. So, and I said to Chewy, when that picture was released, I said, that looks nothing like the person that was up on that roof. Right? Right. But that picture, that picture was when the shooter was in 8th grade. That was his 8th grade school picture that was released. So there you go, right? Now, a little bit of a conspiracy. Little conspiracy, okay? Little conspiracy. Remember when we were doing the Kennedy curse and I talked about Sirhan? Remember? And I talked about the girl in the polka dot dress. Remember? There's been a lot. Well, there is a conspiracy that we are all under an MK Ultra spell right now. Through the television, through TikTok, through social media, that we've all been put under this, MK Ultra programming spell, right? So, just keep that Sirhan polka dot girl in the polka dot dress in mind, right? And just keep in mind too that vulnerable people can be coerced and manipulated into doing things, right? Also, too, this big event happens, right? Potentially a world-ending event, right? Then all of a sudden, now we've got this coup happening. So if he was plan A, is he plan A didn't work out, right? Because remember, I've always told you, you need to have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C, right? Right. So he's plan A, J13. Plan A doesn't work out. So now you got to go to plan B, which is happening as we speak, right? Right. And I think it's very interesting that they always said that Trump would have to be removed kicking and screaming from the White House. Well, it wasn't Trump they were talking about, was it? It was not. It was not. So we will see what happens. He's supposed to talk tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. So we are going to have circle time tomorrow at 7 p.m. He is supposed to appear, President Biden is supposed to appear in front of the American people at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. So I want to watch it. So we're going to have circle time at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. And I will post that on Instagram also. And I'll do a community post on the channel also. But just to let you all know that are here, that it will be at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. So if you would like to join me then, thank you, Fran. Thank you, Fran. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So glad you're here. No worries. No worries. So anyway, so we're going to be on at 7 tomorrow for circle time, because I think it's very, very important that during this history making time, right, that we are aware of what is happening. And this is a coup. This is a coup that you are watching in the White House right now. Kamala Harris, we do not want her to be president. We certainly do not. That woman put more black men in prison in California than any other person did. And she did it gleefully and laughingly. And she kept black men in prison and used them as cheap labor for the state. And that has been proven. You can go anywhere and find that out, right? Right. And I think it's very, very funny that, people are saying that she slept her way to the top. No, she didn't sleep her way to the top, because her knees tell a totally different story. So we know she wasn't sleeping her way to the top. We know that. Also, too, this will be very, very interesting with the black community, okay? This will be very interesting because Kamala Harris is a direct descendant of Hamilton Brown. Hamilton Brown was a Jamaican, right? Now, this is on her father's side of the family. He was a Jamaican slave owner who owned over 1,100 slaves. And he would come up from Jamaica and he would fight against ending slavery. Then, when slavery was ended, he got slaves from Ireland and brought them down to Jamaica to be slaves. So, just like Sonny Hostin, Kamala Harris descended from slave owners, right? She did. She did. And this is going to be very interesting because when she ran for Attorney General of California, she ran as the first Indian American Attorney General. Indian American. And when she ran for Senate, it was Indian American. Right? Was she? Yeah, she was in the Senate, I do believe, very shortly. Maybe not, but not so long ago, she was an Indian American because her mom is from India, right? So now all of a sudden, she's not Indian anymore. She's black now, which her dad says she's not. She's Jamaican. She's Jamaican. And let me tell you something too. Her dad is a professor, okay? He's in his 80s. He's a professor. And he does not want her talking about marijuana. He does not want her talking about marijuana because he believes that marijuana destroyed Jamaica. I think they call it ganga. They call it something down there. But he believes it totally ruined Jamaican culture, marijuana. And Kamala Harris's dad, who is Jamaican, doesn't want her going around talking about marijuana and how great it is and how she smoked it and he caught her smoking it and she got into trouble. He doesn't want her doing that because he believes that marijuana is no good. I believe marijuana is no good. It is a gateway drug. And I'm going to tell you this. There's a channel on YouTube. I think it has to do with Houston or something where they tell stories of people that have overdosed on fentanyl. Okay? Accidental, but it's still overdosing on fentanyl, okay? And the families tell the stories of these people. It's a YouTube channel. It's in Texas somewhere. Every single story that is told, the person that passed away from the overdose began by smoking, experimenting with marijuana in their early teens, preteen or teens, okay? And the parents say it like it's no big, oh, he started experimenting with marijuana when he was 12. Are you kidding me? Where were you? Yeah. But anyway, just, when people say how great she is, just remember what she has done to the black men, to the black families, right? She has done no good for them. And she did it gleefully and willingly and laughingly. Because if you go and look at interviews when she was the Attorney General, she laughs about it. So just letting you know. And do you know, there is only one president that is not from a family that owned slaves. Who do you think that was? Trump. There's been no evidence that his family has ever owned, even in his back family, heritage, anything. They were never slave owners. They weren't. So just letting you know. But Kamala Harris directly descends from slave owners, just like Sonny Hostin does. So we'll see, friends, what happens tomorrow. There's something that needs there. I don't know if it's July 28th or if it's August 28th. But see, here's the thing. If Joe Biden stays president, he and Kamala cannot be seen together anymore because she's the presidential candidate now for the Democratic Party. That's the best they could do. And if you don't think she was a DEI hire, then you need to go back and watch Joe Biden when he talked about who he was going to pick for vice president. He wasn't going to pick the best qualified person. He was going to pick a woman, and she had to be black. And that came out of his own mouth. You can find it. It came out of his own mouth. That's why Stacey Abrams thought she was going to be the vice president. I think they're forcing him out right now. I think there's negotiations going on. I think that, because once Joe Biden leaves the White House, he's not going to be able to give speeches because he's not coherent enough. He can't write a book because he's not coherent enough, right? So he's not going to be able to bring in any money, which I don't know why these people need so much money. Why do they need so much money? Hunter can sell some of his finger paintings, right? He could do that. But anyway, so Hunter has to be pardoned. Jim Biden has to be pardoned. His sister has to be pardoned. He's got all those shell companies. They got to get all their shit straight, and they got to give Jill enough money to live on, right? Once he leaves. And they have to guarantee Biden that he is going to have a pristine legacy, right? Kind of like what Jackie Kennedy did for JFK, right? They've got to do this for Biden, and you already see it. But they can't appear together anymore. They can't. So I think they're forcing him out. They are forcing him out. And look up the term Q. COUP. Look up that. Look up insurrection. Look up sedition. Look up treason. Look up coup. I mean, you should know the definitions to all of those words. You certainly should. You certainly should. But let me tell you, I watched all 6 hours of the, yes, I watched the whole thing yesterday with Cheadle getting questioned during, in front of Congress. I watched the entire thing from beginning to end. I watched it. I could not believe it. Let me tell you, she resigned. She certainly did. But I think her assistant director should also resign, which is a woman, right? Dan Bongino lost his shit today when he found out who was going to replace Cheadle. It's some guy who Dan Bongino says is like dirty as a dish rag. He's dirty. So there you go. And a bunch of senators, congressmen came up here prior to the questioning and walked around the Butler Fairgrounds, which is still closed off. You cannot get onto the grounds at all. You can ride by it, but you can't get on it. So I think, this is my feeling, I think they should rename the Butler Fairgrounds to the Corey Compatory Memorial Butler Fairgrounds. Let's hope. Oh yeah, Fran, they will. They will. Well, because they're appointees, aren't they? So he would be able to appoint somebody else, right? They're appointees. So he would be able to fire them and then appoint somebody else. A lot of people are campaigning for Dan Bongino to be the Secret Service director. Did you watch it, Anna Marie? Did you watch it? Can you believe she didn't even know how tall Trump was? She didn't know how tall he was. Isn't that ridiculous? And I wished somebody would have asked her, is there a minimum height requirement? Is there a minimum height requirement for the Secret Service? Because I can tell you something right now. There is a minimum height requirement for the old guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. There certainly is. There certainly is. Because Chewie, when he was in the military, looked into possibly getting onto the old guard platoon, but he was too short. Because there was a height requirement. And for her to say, Cheadle to say, that was Trump's, that was his detail that he's always had, that was a bald-faced lie. That was a bald-faced lie. Because people went back in real time and looked at the Secret Service that has been with him, and none of those women were there. So that's not true. That's not true. And I didn't realize that Jill Biden was down at the casino, at the Rivers Casino. Let me tell you something. That place is like Fort Knox. That place is like Fort Knox. She didn't need anybody down there with her. Nothing was going to happen to her. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But I do believe, okay, Plan A didn't work, right? Plan A didn't work. And everybody's looking like this at Plan A. So what do they need to do? They need to get everybody to turn their heads away from what happened on J13, right? Because it was such a shit show, right? And now we can find out anything. I mean, there are people that are geo-tracking the cell phones that were at the fairgrounds. Okay? You'd be surprised what some of these nerds will do to get to the bottom of something once they get focused on something, right? They get pinpoint focused and obsessed on it, right? And they will find it out. But anyway, so we are all focused on J13, right? Because that was so horrific and disgraceful, right? So what do they need to do to get us to stop looking at J13? They need to start another circus sideshow, right? Right. So that was a failure. So now, who's the next easiest target? Joe. And the shit they have on him is probably unbelievable, right? I like Dan. Well, I don't know, Fran. I can only watch him for a little bit. Dan Bongino, I can only watch him for a little bit. I don't know if it's the cadence of his voice. I don't know. But I mean, I like him, but I can't like watch him for long periods of time. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure. Like Megyn Kelly, I like her a lot too, but I can't watch her for long periods of time. Right. I think he'd be good. Kash Patel would also be good, I think, to head the Secret Service. I certainly do. But I think he's going to have another job, I think. But I think tomorrow is the FBI, because today was Homeland Security. Homeland Security was questioning the top state police officer in Pennsylvania, and then the top state police commissioner, and then the police commissioner, I believe, were the two that were in front of Homeland Security today. Tomorrow is the FBI. So this should be very interesting. And you know they're going to throw each other under the bus. You know that. That's been a problem for a long time, is that these different agencies will not share information, and they will go behind each other's backs and stab each other in the back, and they will, undercut people and, fight against each other when that does nothing, right? That does nothing. But let me tell you something. For those people that were looking forward to Joe Biden being your next president, okay, I think you have been told exactly what the Democratic Party thinks of you. They think nothing of you, okay? You, Democrats, chose Joe Biden as your candidate, okay? You had no say at all with Kamala Harris, and you are not going to have a say about Kamala Harris or her vice president pick, right? So what does that, as a Democratic voter, what does that tell you? Your vote means nothing to your party. They don't trust you to make the right choices, right? Because you will threaten democracy. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. Okay? And as soon as people start to realize that, maybe they'll be able to realize what else is happening. When they say a threat to democracy, it's a threat to their democracy. Because we don't live in a democracy. We certainly don't. And I would invite you all to read the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. You don't have to understand every word of it, but kind of have a gist of what it says. Because it's laid out plain and simple. Plain and simple. It certainly is. So, there we go. I'm going to do a garden tour. I'm going to go ahead and film a garden tour for you all. Things are happening again. They certainly are. So I hope that you all will join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. I will post it on our community page on the channel, and I will post it on Instagram that we will be an hour earlier tomorrow for circle time, because I don't want to miss seeing Joe at 8 o'clock, right? I don't. We are living history, friends. We are living history. Oh, Fran, I know. I told you, didn't I? I wanted to share it with you so you would be able to see what it looked like. But there was nothing to be afraid of at that point. Everything, they were all dead, and, but I just wanted to share the underside of it so that you could kind of, because when I talk about it, your visual may be different than what it was. So that's what I wanted to do. But it's all taken care of now. But we will be together tomorrow night, friends, at 7 p.m. just for tomorrow night, 7 p.m. So mark it on your calendars. Thank you all for joining me tonight and letting me share my Goodwill goodies with you and just getting some things off my chest, right, friends? Sometimes that's what you got to do. Get it off your chest, right? Feel free to leave a comment down below if you are visiting here at Lilleybugglane. We always love to hear from you. And they are just words, friends. Just words. Good night, Anna Marie. Good night, Francine. Good night, Fran. Good night. So glad you were here. I appreciate it so much. Are we ready? I think we're ready. I hope you are happy. You, all of you right there, I hope you are happy. I see you. I hope you're healthy. Take your zinc every day. It is up to us. And I hope you are safe. I certainly, certainly do. I think of you all often. You are never far in my thoughts. I will see you tomorrow night for circle time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Good night, everybody. Have a great evening.